Thank you all for tuning into Big Mama Story Time. Story Time! Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment to my page. Here we go. Hi guys, thank you all for tuning into Big Mama Story Time on today. Today I will be reading to you all the Disney Scary Storybook Collection. Let's see what's next. I will have the description of the first one that I read, which was Jack Nightmare Before Christmas. This next one is Winnie the Pooh FrankenPooh. All right, guys, let's get into this one. Let's find that one first. All right, Winnie the Pooh FrankenPooh. All right, let's get into this, guys. It was a sort of crisp and sparkling autumn afternoon in the 100-acre wood that filled the heart of a very small animal with a story bursting to be told and desperate to be listened to. And at Piglet's house, where he had just finished hosting a small tea for his friends Rabbit, Pooh, Tigger, and Gopher, Piglet quietly announced that telling a story was just what he was going to do. Tigger leaped out of the overstuffed armchair he was sharing with Rabbit and Gopher to where Piglet was standing nervously on the hearth. Is it a ghost story full of spookables and horrible creatures? Or, said Tigger with a gasp, is it about a mad scientist type? Oh no, Piglet protested. Not mad at all. Quite happy and cheerful, really. Then he began the story. Once upon a time. Tigger listened for a moment, then interrupted. Say, it's broad daylight. Even a not-so-scary story has to happen at night, you know. The picture in Piglet's head of a beautiful castle on a bright summer's day suddenly grew very dark. Oh dear, he said to himself. And, said Tigger, a nice thunderstorm wouldn't hurt either. Piglet's ears drooped as his imagination included a fierce thunderstorm crashing and rattling around the castle in his story. Tigger said, we gonna bump this up a notch. But Piglet wasn't ready to give up. He had a story to tell and he was going to tell it his way, if no one minded very much. Piglet thought about what glorious snacks he could whip up in a spotless, neat, and busy buzzing laboratory if he were a pleasant and very cheerful scientist. He wasn't a bit mad. He wasn't even slightly annoyed. Not even at Tigger. Piglet said as he imagined the scientist holding a dripping sandwich. Peanut butter and jelly, my favorite, and so very good for you too. Then Tigger suddenly gasped, interrupting Piglet's story. What is it? Piglet said, demanding. What is it? If you want to tell a story about a scientist, Tigger said, he ought to at least be doing something terrible, like creating a boogly monster. A monster? Piglet said in a tiny, not very hopeful that the story was going to go his way sort of voice. Yeah, said Tigger, the monster. FrankenPooh. The scientist looked at FrankenPooh with mixed feelings. Pooh? A monster? Yeah, Tigger said. That's absolutely perfect. Only he ought to be bigger than that. And at once, FrankenPooh grew bigger and bigger and bigger until the very small scientist felt very small indeed. Oh, brother, said FrankenPooh with a sigh as he bumped his head on the top of the page. Look. Now that's what I call a monster, Tigger said with satisfaction. Hoo hoo hoo! The very small scientist ran around the monster's feet in a frightened flurry of activity, shouting, "Oh, help me! Oh, save me! This is very terrifying," Tigger said in delight. The monster FrankenPooh, after much thinking and scratching of his oversized ears, reached a monstrous conclusion. "I want honey," he said in a voice so loud he surprised himself, and he went looking for a not-so-small smackerel of something sweet to eat. "Honey," he said again, just because he liked the sound of it. "And the monster FrankenPooh," said Tigger, "went looking high and low for whatever it is monster FrankenPoohs look for." "Honey!" yelled FrankenPooh again. "And the villagers skedaddled for life and lumber," Tigger said. "Trembling in your socks, aren't you? Clinging to the edge of your seats. But there's no stopping the gigantical monstrosity." "And everybody was up to their necks in arms," Tigger continued dramatically, "because they knew who it was that was responsible for the horriblest monster that was terrifying them." "Oh, dear," said the scientist with a moan as he found himself surrounded by the full wrath of villagers. "Help!" said the scientist. "Stop the story, please. It was an accident. I didn't mean to do it. I just wanted it to be a nice, not so scary story." And Piglet opened his eyes to discover himself back on the hearth of his very own fireplace, surrounded by his good friends Tigger, Rabbit, and Gopher. "But, Piglet," said Tigger, "it wasn't nothing to get so upset about. It was just a silly story," whistled Gopher. "Of course, Piglet," said Rabbit gently. "There was no monster, and no one's angry at you." Piglet looked around in great relief. "No?" he asked in a small voice. "No," all his friends said reassuringly. "Oh, it's okay, Piglet." After his friends had settled Piglet in his favorite armchair and given him a cup of his favorite hot chocolate, Rabbit put his arm comfortably around Piglet's very small shoulder. "You really should learn the difference between what's real and what isn't," Rabbit said gently to Piglet. "Shouldn't he, Pooh?" "Yes, Piglet," said the very large and FrankenPooh looking bear. "You really should, and so should I." Then he immediate quiet the largest Pooh bear sort of sigh they had ever heard. "Oh, bother." And Pooh did eventually get the story straightened out in his head full of fluff and returned to the convenient size proper to the amounts of honey required to feed an always hungry bear. All right, guys, that is the end of Winnie the Pooh, FrankenPooh. I hope you guys like that story. I will be coming back with the next story. I am going in order. All right, guys, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my page if you haven't done so already, guys. And don't forget to hit that bell at the bottom of this video so when I do post new videos, guys, you guys will get that notification, guys, and that update so you can watch those videos and don't miss none. All right, guys, bye. And again, thank you for your support. Bye, guys.